Hi everyone, let's talk about how to continue working in US if your OPT is expiring. Are you on OPT and wondering what happens next? You're not alone. There are thousands of international students in the US face the same question. How can I stay and work legally once my OPT ends? In today's video, we'll walk you through the top options available step by step, so you can plan your next move with confidence. Already used your STEM OPT extension? Feel free to skip ahead to part 2. We have got more solutions for you. First thing, apply for STEM OPT extension if you completed a degree in a STEM field, which is commonly known as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So if you completed your degree in STEM field at a SEVP certified school, you might qualify for a 24-month STEM OPT extension. This allows you to extend your work authorization and stay in the US for 2 more years. To be eligible, your employer must be enrolled in E-Verify. You'll need a new I-20 with a STEM OPT recommendation from your DSO. You must submit form I-765 to USCIS before your current OPT expires. USCIS recommends applying up to 90 days before OPT ends. If submitted in time, you can keep working for up to 180 days while it's pending. Second point is transition to an H-1B work visa. Each year, around 300,000 plus applications are submitted for only 85,000 H-1B spots, making the process competitive. But if you are selected in the lottery and your employer files your petition, you could gain a long-term career benefit. Why H-1B matters? It grants up to 3 years of work authorization with the possibility to extend for another 3 years. It's a common pathway many international students use to stay and work in the US after OPT. If you're planning your career beyond OPT, understanding H-1B is important, but it's just one of the several options. Next point is go back to school with CPT, which is curricular practical training. If you did not get selected for H-1B, another option is returning to school. This might not be your first choice, but it can be a smart move, especially if you choose a degree program that offers Day 1 CPT. CPT allows international students to work off campus while enrolled in the degree program. It must be a part of your academic curriculum and directly related to your field of study. Some programs offer Day 1 CPT, meaning you can start working immediately. But here's a big warning. Not all of these schools are properly SEVP certified, or they offer CPT in ways that can raise concerns with USCIS. You need to be very careful. You must research the school thoroughly, check their accreditation, talk to their DSO, and ensure they issue a proper I-20. If the school seems questionable, it could put your immigration status at risk in the future. That said, if you enroll in a legitimate school and follow the rules, CPT can be a great way to gain work experience while pursuing a second degree. If you're thinking about CPT and need help identifying which programs are safe and compliant with USCIS, let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video on that. Next point is apply for other work visa categories. If STEM OPT and H-1B are not options for you, there are still other work visas to consider. These might be more niche or harder to qualify for. One option is the O-1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability in their field. This includes areas like science, education, arts, or business. It's typically granted to people with major awards, published research, or significant contribution to their field. If you are highly accomplished, this could be worth exploring. It's not easy to get, but not impossible, especially for researchers, artists, or top professionals. There are also visas like the L1 or intra-company transfers, which means you work for a multinational company that transfers you from a foreign office to a US branch. Then there is the E2 investor visa. If you are from UK, Australia, Japan and plan to start invest in a business again, these are more complex and depend on your specific situation. But it's good to know they exist. Next point is green card through employment. Finally, if your goal is to stay in the US permanently, you should start thinking about a green card. Some employers will sponsor foreign workers for permanent residency through the PERM labor certification process and eventually file an I-140 petition. The process can take several years, especially if you are from countries like India or China, where the wait time are longer. Also, most people go through H-1B first before they can file for adjustment of status. But starting the green card process early can make a big difference later, especially if you want to stay in the US long term without switching between visas. Just remember that green card processing doesn't automatically grant you work authorization unless you have reached the adjustment of status stage or you are on a visa that allows you to work in the meantime. So, to sum it up, here's what you should consider. Check if you are eligible for the STEM OPT extension and apply early. Talk to your employer about sponsoring you for H-1B, and if eligible, try to enter the lottery. If neither of those work, consider starting a new degree program with CPT, but only through a legitimate SEVP certified school. Explore other options like O1, L1 or E2 visas depending on your background. And finally, if you are thinking long term, start planning for a green card as early as possible. Don't wait until the last few weeks of your OPT. Plan early. Talk to your employer and consult your school's DSO for guidance. If you'd like me to make a full video about CPT programs, how to choose a school wisely, or what red flags to watch for, drop a comment below and I'll create that for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If this was helpful, see you in the next one. Thank you.